Hi, I'm Avni, and welcome to Still Figuring Out at 40. If you're new here, well, of course you are, because this is my first video. This channel is for anyone who's ever looked around and thought, wait, how did I get here, and is this really it? If that's you, you are in the right place, so stick around. So this is why I'm here. I want to talk about why I'm doing this. I am 46 years old. I have had what many people might call a successful career in social impact and tech. I've lived in a couple of different countries. I've been married and then divorced, and now I'm remarried. I don't have any kids, and I am navigating my aging parents, my changing hormones, my completely shifting identity, my changing body, and my changing priorities. Basically, my life is lifing to the max, and I wanted to create a conversation around it with you all. So I definitely feel like I'm somewhere in the middle of being the responsible one, or the fixer, the overachiever, or the strong one. I've always carried a lot of those identities. But when I looked at myself and realized I just don't know what the hell I'm doing anymore. And when I was talking to my friends, I realized a lot of us felt the same way. I'm really tired of pretending like I know what's going on. And so instead of saying that I'm having a midlife crisis, I just want to have a midlife conversation with you. So this space is going to be a mix of real talk, reflection, and storytelling. You're going to be hearing honest stories from my life that could be messy or funny or complicated. And we'll also do some deep dives into perimenopause, burnout, invisible caregiving, and just being child-free or even child with. We're going to be talking to women that are just like us and including them in a global conversation about what it's like to be brown and still figuring it out. We also want to talk about career pivots, identity shifts, and the changes of our body, and redefining success and navigating the unknown. This is a completely different season of life for many of us. And for some of us, we never thought that it would end up like this. You know, like when we imagined our lives, this is not how it was supposed to play out. And so we find ourselves looking into the great unknown and trying to figure it out as we go along. There's not going to be any curated perfection, because I'm definitely not a perfectionist. I show up how I am. No toxic positivity. We're just going to keep it real. If we need to manifest some shit, we'll do that too. But this is going to be an honest, unfiltered, let's figure this out together energy that we're going to have together. So if you're in your 30s or 40s and you feel like you're stuck in the middle of everything, you're not young, you're not old, you're not lost, but you're not sure. You're not unhappy, but you're definitely not lit up from within. The space is for you. You've done the work. You've probably been to therapy like me. You're definitely healing or have done some ayahuasca ceremony or something like that. You're grown. Sometimes you're grown and sexy, but sometimes you may not feel that either. Now you want more depth, more ease, more truth, and less pressure. You want connection, but you don't want the fake or the forced kind. No obligatory relationships anymore. You want peace, but you also want change. You want to stop performing and you want to start becoming. Samesies. I'm right there with you. So why are we still figuring it out at 40, and why are we calling this channel that? Because I thought I'd have it all together now. And I want more confidence, more clarity, more money, more inner peace. Instead, some days I feel like I'm grounded. On other days, I definitely feel like a hot, lumpy mess in leggings. And honestly, I want to make all of that okay. We're going to be okay with the figuring it out of this season of life. So still figuring out is not a failure on our part. It is a truth of women at this age and life stage. I'm still curious. I'm still growing. I'm still choosing. I'm still in the game, baby. And I know I'm not the only one. I know you're there with me, still in the game. So here's what's coming up on the channel. I'm going to talk about why I choose to be child-free, even though I once dreamed of being a mom. I'm also going to talk about what no one tells you about being the only caregiver in your family. What happens when your career pivots and you're not 25 years old anymore? How are we navigating changing relationships, even dating at this age, our bodies changing, our hormones going into chaos. And how are we redefining success for ourselves in a way that feels good? If that sounds like it's right up your alley, you can hit subscribe and come along for the ride, or don't. Join the conversation when you feel like it. I want to be around a supportive community of people that are just like me. And so you can just hang out for a little while and see if this is for you. I'm still figuring it out, and you have the right to figure it out too. So this is me. I'm just showing up. I'm not perfect. I'm definitely not polished. I'm just trying to be real. And I promise that I'm going to keep it honest with you, and hopefully these conversations will be a little bit helpful. So if anything I said hit home, leave me a comment. I'd love to hear what you're still figuring out in your life, because this isn't about me just talking to the camera, although I will just be talking to a camera for a long time until the channel hopefully picks up. But it's about starting conversations that we actually want to have, and that nobody probably is having with us because we're just too busy running around. So thank you for being here and hanging with me on my first video. There'll be more to come, and I'll see you in the next one.